Hi everybody! I wanted to send out our second video for Simply Science. So hopefully you have had an opportunity to look at the first video that went over some preliminary details. But our second video, it's because I didn't want to make one grand video for you guys rather than just some small topical videos, and then you can kind of click them at your convenience and go from there. So, okay, so my video number 2 is going to be talking about our workspace, which I sent out the link to last time, and then it's going to talk about some few material details. Okay, so the first thing is, I know you guys got your book, or at least I posted it here. See, this is our book, Exploring Creation with Human Anatomy and Physiology. So you can buy it new through Apologia, you can buy it used. I like to look on Abe Books. I like to look on Marketplace and just kind of see around, poke out with the people that you know and see, hey, excuse me, do you have one for sale? And get with those guys. Also, what was I going to say? I highly recommend that you order the MP3 version of the book. You can get that through Apologia. It's like, I don't even know because I haven't bought mine yet, but in the past I've bought them for all the other sciences we've done, and I think they're anywhere between $3 and $7. And so you just download it, and then for me, my family sometimes listens to it when we're traveling, and so that makes it much easier. I recommend it. Do what works best for you guys, but that is definitely an option. I would not necessarily say that would replace your book, but make it more of an additional resource because they have really great pictures. And then of course the older kids, if you have a 12 plus, there's going to be an expectation that they're doing some independent reading or independent listening. So it would be very, very, very wise to have the book as well. Okay. Obviously you're going to be teaching too, right? Okay. Anyway, let me see. We talked about the book, and then the materials. I listed them on the workspace. So I guess let's go back to that. So when you go to the workspace, and you click on the link that I sent to you, the very first thing is going to be our schedule. And so for those of you who are new, or even if you're returning, I did make some changes. You can see, obviously. Oh my goodness, so sorry. You're going to see the weeks per semester. So we are the weeks total, but if they're broken up by semester, and you'll see in the middle we'll have our December event. So I'm hoping we can still have another Christmas party, and I'm hoping that we can still visit a nursing home, and that we can do some caroling and a little bit of the program that we did last night, but we'll talk about that later. Anyway, so we have our dates when we're going to meet, and then you'll sign up for if you want to be a lead learner for the older class, younger class, either or combination, and then which lesson is in the column after that. Then you'll see the content that we're going to be going over, which is basically the chapter title. But then you'll see after that the reading completed before class. So this is what needs to happen before we meet. And then for the older kids, there's an assignment that they can reference, or you can reference for them, what they should be doing after we have met, and then to have it ready for the next class. So hopefully you find that very helpful for you. And it goes all the way through the end of the year, excuse me. And you can see that our two modules that are going to be on your own. So the dates are still allocated for them, and then you guys can just read them on your own so that we can utilize the resources. We have 10 families and not put that extra strain on anybody. But I did my best to eliminate the things that didn't directly correlate to anatomy and physiology. They're still very good. My family will still cover this material, but not in a classroom capacity. Unless something changes and someone wants to do it, somebody who may want to do it, come in as a guest speaker, I'm always going to be keeping my eyes and ears out for that opportunity. Let's do it. Okay, so just let me know. The other thing that I wanted to mention about the schedule is I want to keep this simply, oh my goodness, I cannot stop. I want to keep this simple, okay? Simple for everybody, including me. And so this is the way the schedule works. You come on here, you look at your date, you look at your interest level as far as the content is concerned, you sign up for what you want. life is unfolding and you realize, oh my goodness, I need to switch that date, or we were going to go out of town unexpectedly, and now I would really like to be able to switch that. I want to hold my commitment. You do not need to let me know. You may let me know. You may talk with me as one of the people, but if you and a friend decide that you want to switch, you and another mom decide, I want to switch that actually, and she says, oh, I can do March 10th and you can do April 7th, great. Just go on in there, manually switch it, and everybody's happy. As long as every date and every bit of the content is accounted for, I'm happy. So you do not need to call me to find somebody to sub for, and you just find somebody, reach out on the band, reach out via text, whatever works for you, and make that happen. We can all work together independently and together in this way. So I just wanted to let you know that. So if something needs to be switched in the future, take care of business, do what you got to do. Let's see, I just want to mark out the things that I have covered. So after that, then you'll see in the next tab, we have our meetup locations. If there is a park that you want me to consider, please send it to me. Just text me, let me know, and I'm going to consider, where does everybody live? What is the parameters? Everybody lives a lot closer this year. So these might be sufficient. Like I said, if you have something, let me know. We'll consider it, and if it works, we'll put it up on there. And then these are the meetup locations right now that everybody who is a part of our group says, I'm willing to go there. Whether it's a little bit further, a little bit closer, whatever it might be, they've said that, and so it works. The link is there. You'll copy and paste that into your band post the week before your meeting, letting everybody know. I'm sorry, not into your band post. You may do that. That's super helpful. Please put the name of that, but in your page, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So there's the options for the meetups. These are parks that have restrooms, parks that have pavilion covered, parks that have a playground, that kind of just meet generally all of our needs. Some are better than others in different ways, but these meet those requirements. Okay, so let me know if you need to chat about that. The next tab is materials per family. So the younger kids, whatever the lead learner for the younger kids says that they need the week before, that's what we need. I don't have anything particularly specific for them on my end, but for the older kids, I do. And so you can access that list right here in our workspace, where it's just where everything should be made available for you. So you'll see that I'll just want to explain some things. The drawing sketchbook on a spiral, it's because this is not my drawing sketchbook. It's just a random book that happens to be on a spiral. And so it will help them to be able to turn and utilize it in class without things cutting out, blowing away. That's what loose paper would do in a park, having to mess with a binder or any of that stuff. So a spiral drawing sketchbook would be really, really nice. I really want to mimic, a lot of scientists and artists like Michelangelo, Da Vinci, and just scientists and doctors today. A lot of the learning comes through drawing, through drawing the anatomy, through labeling. I really want to inspire them artistically to get out their pencils, to pay attention to details, and we're going to use our sketchbook on a spiral just in that way. And I'd like it to be all in one place. I really would like to prevent the, oh, I don't have it, or I forgot that, or I started on it and it didn't come. I really want to hold them to a standard of being independent, being accountable, and really just learning to have their materials, and we'll help them in the beginning to get used to that. I agree. But I really would like them to become independent in their contribution to the class, to their peers, and to themselves. So a drawing sketchbook on a spiral, but obviously that requires pencils and pens so that we can write and that we can draw, whatever makes them comfortable in being able to do that. Please, a little pouch or something, make sure they have all their materials, keep it in a bag, and bring it each week. It really will make the class go much more productively, much more smooth if if they are responsible for these things. And then colored pencils, because a lot of times you'll see in the schedule portion, specifically the assignment for the older kids after class, I am going to encourage them, or I'm actually going to require them to draw and to color. It's not because I'm trying to take them back to elementary. It's not because I'm trying to be bossy. It's because I want them to take pride in their work. I want them to pay attention to detail. And I think sometimes going over a pencil and then going over with color will allow them to be able to distinguish between the different parts within an individual organ or, portion of anatomy. And so I'm going to have them color and label and draw. And I think that skill and that practice is going to help them to be attentive to those things, and hopefully they get a lot out of it. Always having sharpeners and erasers in their bags, please, because it just makes our short time together as productive as possible. I would like to ask you to please provide them with a folder that has pockets so that they can put handouts in, or just anything that we need to keep all in one place. And then a copy of their textbook when they come to class, because they'll want to reference it. And sometimes we will use it for drawing diagrams or different things like that. Of course, a water, snack, or lunch, and a positive attitude for learning. I think our kids always have that. They're super nerdy, and that's why I love them. But if they're ever feeling discouraged or disappointed maybe about their work, their drawing, or just in general, just feeling tired, they're teenagers, that happens, right? Just trying to remember, this is cool, this is fun, this is exciting, this is learning, and just a little reminder. But we'll all help and encourage each other. I think I'm going to need it too sometimes. And then just being prepared for presentations and discussions. I know some of our kids are super extroverted and some of them are not, and that's okay, whatever. When they grow up, they'll all have to give some sort of presentation somewhere, some way, somehow, even if it is to their children in their home. And so I want to utilize their ability to learn by kind of putting them in positions to orally recite what they have learned in the way of presentation, whether it's just to each other, they're in class, or maybe even sometimes to the younger kids, giving them an opportunity to do a lot of the talking too, not just a lot of the listening. So sometimes you'll see that we'll have an opportunity for presentations, and I'll work with you guys who also sign up for some of the older kid classes and talk like, hey, is this an opportunity to get them to present, to get them to engage, to speak? So we're going to look for opportunities like that. And so I would like them to be mentally and emotionally and just prepared to be put in a position to engage in that capacity. Okay. And then the last one is, I put anatomy journal. So this is undecided. You do not need to do anything with this. I have ordered one. I ordered a digital copy, and for some reason I still haven't received it. I ordered it on the 7th because I wanted to be able to look at it and talk to you guys. It looks like it may be a good fit for our class. But because I haven't received it, I cannot make that final determination. But in the event, I'm working with the people to get it now. As soon as I get it, I'm going to look it over, make a determination, and then I will just share it. We can make copies with it. I'll find out what we can and cannot do with that. But that will be the way that we use it. It won't be like a traditional science journal. It's called an anatomy journal. Let me see. It's actually called Notebooking Through the Human Body. And it sounds really, really cool. But like I said, I need to go through it, and we may use some of it, all of it. I'm not sure yet because I need to look at it more closely, and I will get back to you. But it should be a matter of me just sharing what we're going to use with you guys, and then we'll just print it out, and we'll go from there. Maybe put it in their folder, or maybe have a small binder or something. We'll figure it out once we see what we're doing. So that's the materials. And then if you're ever wondering who is in our group for whatever particular reason, you want to familiarize yourself with people's names, or just know, everybody, on the folks page there, you're going to see it laid out by family, and underneath each family you're going to have the mom's name, and then you're going to have the children's name, and by age. Please look on here. I did my best, but please make any corrections If I spelled your child's name wrong, your name, if I have their age wrong, please just edit it. Go ahead and feel free to give me a heads up, a text. Hey, I fixed this. Not if it's like their name or something, but if it's something that, details that change and that I should be aware of that. But please, we're a team, and so we're working to make this the best experience possible for everybody. If you see something that needs improvement, or just you have a thought or opinion about it, share it with me. I am all ears because I want to do the best we can for everybody. Okay, so feel free to do that. And then after that, you'll see the students by age. So you'll have your classes. So you'll have your younger classes from 6 to 11, and then your ages from 12 and up. So again, if I made a mistake, please fix it, adjust it, let me know, and then I hope I didn't forget anybody. I'm pretty sure I went through there, but let me know, okay? And then after that, you will see a series of tabs from 1 to 14, or L1 to L14. Oh my goodness. So there is a general template. Thank you, Eva, for generating that last year, and I just kind of used it. And so you will do all of your preparations, please. I know last year, sometimes it was a little hard, a new thing to get used to. I know it's easy to write pen and paper, but the reason I have this is so that we can all benefit from each other. So you're going to, and we can find the information whenever we need it. So let's say I'm doing lesson 1 or lesson 3, whatever. It says meeting location. I'm going to put in the park in which I want to meet. I can start working on this now. If I'm doing lesson 13 and lesson 10, I can start working in it now and filling out as much information as possible so that people are not second guessing. Where are we going to meet? Oh my goodness, I went to the wrong park, or what exactly do I need? If you have information, please, let's work together as a team and plug it in this worksheet, in this workspace, please. So this is our group, our class workspace. And so you'll put in your meeting location. You'll be sure to insert the map link, test your map link, make sure it's accurate so everybody ends up at the right place. Some of these parks are new to some people. Insert the topic, the chapter number, the pages, as much information, who is going to be the teacher, so that if they have questions, they can reach out to you. I will actually put big and littles. I guess we're going to have to think that through big and littles, right? Maybe you'll duplicate the page or something. I'm actually just thinking through that part right now. And then we'll have supplies if you need. This is just like a thinking platform. And then we'll all use it to say, oh, okay, I see what Sydney is thinking. I know where she's going. And you know what? I actually have a resource to share. And so you'll see a spot for video resources, other resources. You'll put in a link in there. And now we can all access an incredible resource that you have shared, or you can all access an incredible resource that I or someone else has shared. So we can work together to really sharpen each other and improve the experience for all of our kids. Okay, so let's work together in that way. Any notes, if this needs to be arranged in a different way for your particular class, please go ahead and do what works for you. If you need to insert whatever sort of information, YouTube videos, maybe they're going to be about the muscular system, and a cool book, whatever it might be, put it in here and share the wealth. Okay, so that goes all the way through the very end. They're all labeled, which lesson and its topic or title, all the way through growth and development, which even though it's on your own, we can still share resources with one another. Okay, so let's see. We talked about the workspace, the materials, the MP3. The last thing I would say is this is totally extra. I should have brought it over here. It's downstairs now because I just pulled all my anatomy and physiology stuff. This is totally extra, but we have a book and CD. Oh my goodness, here it comes again. Oh my goodness, a book and CD of lyrical life science. I'll put a link in there in the intro to AMP. We popped that CD into our car. My kids loved it when they were little. my kids still love it when they're big. Even Jordan loves it. It's so fun. I mean, it's kind of corny, but you learn a lot about the human body that way. I think maybe CC and Veritas, they kind of put it in their catalogs. It's more of a listening thing. I don't necessarily recommend you go through the book. Maybe for older kids, if you want to, it's just not necessary. But we listen to it because you learn so much. It's just more of that grammar and terminology that you get in your mind. Like I said, they're kind of corny. It takes a while to learn the songs, but they have really helped us cement a lot of ideas and concepts in my kids' minds and even in my own. So that is that. That is all I'm going to mention today. I talked about the workspace, materials, interacting with the workspace, interacting with each other as far as the schedule is concerned, and additional materials that I would recommend, like the Lyrical Life Science and the MP3 um, of the book that we're using, and then of course the book itself. Let me know if you have any questions about the workspace or materials. I hope you have a great day. I'm so sorry this is 20 minutes. Goodbye.